this button and say, yo, what up? How's it going?
Yo. Yeah, well, good, buddy. How are you?
I'm splendid. I'm absolutely fantastic today.
Excellent.
Fire Shigaraki, a fan favorite on the show.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's tried to force ranged with him yet, so it's a bit different.
Yeah. So hit me with the pitch, and I'm gonna go peek some stuff.
Okay. So the title sort of says it really. I love Ice Storm. It's my favorite card. I love hitting people with the Reika 2. And like I feel like Shigi has some really powerful words on his face and is a bit kind of underused, and I feel like there's something you could do with him.
Yeah.
So I wanted to try with ranged. So yeah, it was just kind of jam 4 Ice Storms, jam 4 Giant Ice Walls, and then sort of go from there. And yeah, just sort of get the good pokes in, break them up on defense, debuild them, ride it to win.
Yeah, I love that. Absolutely love that. I think there's a lot to be said about it. So what do you need my help with? Just cleaning stuff up?
Yeah, really. So like I think most of the attacks I like, probably the biggest two there are Ignited Arrow and Flamethrower. I don't know whether Flamethrower is correct or not. And Ignited Arrow, I'm a bit kind of I love it and also hate it.
Yeah.
Like it's the damned if you do, damned if you don't, sure. But like to me, that kind of it just reads like an action that says they put a card from their hand in their card pool, you get an attack because it never hits.
Yep.
And it doesn't cost them any resources because it's only got 2 speed, so it just doesn't matter. So part of me just wants to cut it, and I don't know whether that's right or not, or whether there's any other good options. Flamethrower, I'm mixed on. Like when it's good, it's really good, but like you flip a 0 on the enhance and it's just miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so whether there's other better options in the attack lineup, or whether it's a case of actually just cutting the deck size down, maybe it's an option. Actions, again, I sort of feel like I want a second Evil Gaze. I don't know.
Isn't that funny?
Foundation.
Isn't that funny? Do I even want a second one and not just like, I just damn for this? Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, is seizing better? Is Evil Gaze better?
Yeah.
Like, I think 4 to 5 actions is probably the right total number. I like the cheeky one-off Sugar Rush. But yeah, whether it's like 4 Evil Gaze, 2 and 2, I don't know. And then, yeah, foundation-wise, I like a lot of what's there. A change I made after I was playing some games yesterday, I realised I didn't have any of the... Are we calling them lock breakers? Was that what we agreed?
Yep. That's the thing. That's the thing that I said, and I've now been reminded that I did say that. Yes, lock breakers.
Okay. Yeah, so I added the 2 Frozens in, because I think that's basically the only one fire gets. But yeah, again, if there's anything I've missed, the sideboard is all cards I'd considered and either had in at one point and cut, or were things I'd optioned. So maybe I've done some of your work there. I don't know.
Sure.
I kind of feel like I want a 3rd defrosting in it because I really like that card in this deck.
That card's nuts. That card's so good in Shigaraki.
Yeah, but again, yeah, it's just like, you know, your thoughts. Nothing is holy. Like, you know, if there's stuff you just like, this needs to change, then cool. I'm not opposed.
Yeah, let me take a pick. All right, so I'm here. I have added a couple things, and I'm just gonna run through them really quick. So first off, Self-Assured not being in your deck is a sin. Enhance Commit, blow up one of their cards when you block is insane. You just change the zone of their move to a thing that you can block, and you're just like, oh, I blocked. All right, now blow one up.
Yeah, yeah,
very good. As well as draw a card for each ranged. It gets lift out in some Shigaraki builds, but you're playing literally ranged Shigaraki. This card, as a unique, easily could find a 3-of slot, and I wouldn't like shame you for it. I think it's going to be a 2-of in our deck, just because there's so many cool cards. But this card's incredible. It's very good.
Yeah, I completely missed that.
Decaying Grip. I like playing 1 Decaying Grip, just because I think it punishes mid attacks exceptionally well. Doesn't have ranged on it, and I don't think we have very much Fury happening. But I think this card this card has a lot to be done. Maybe it's just the sideboard. If your opponent's playing like imagine your opponent's playing like Focus Punch. This card absolutely demolishes that deck.
Okay.
You just like destroy 2 ready foundations, and it's incredible. It's incredible. But maybe. I'm also trying to put in Nitro Explosion Edition. Base 5 speed. Kind of the same idea of what Massive Flash Freeze has got going on. Massive says that your next moves get quicker, whereas this is, it clears itself from the card pool. And so it's an action on block, which is like what it's like best for. They play a mid attack, and you just like Nitro Explosion Ignition. They continue to play a move. You remove it from the game, not caring, and then block again.
Okay, yeah. They sort of fill the same role, except one's a high, one's a mid.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, yeah, I dig that.
Capture Evildoers, after you get your momentum with, I don't know, some way to cheat it in. You can clear your card pool. At the same time, you also just like strip their momentum, so it makes things like your massive or your giant ice walls and your ice storms a little stronger, just to steal that momentum. In the Typhoon, discard 2 cards, remove your foundation to commit your character to fully block the move no matter what. Commit your character, and they destroy already, because this counts as it being completely blocked, so he gets to trigger. And then lastly, just Plus Ultra. It's a thing to use your momentum on. Sometimes giving Massive Flash Freeze 10 speed to sink in that last 8 damage might be worth it, you know? Same thing with like a Frigid Heatwave. I'll play Frigid Heatwave. My first chances, I'll give it 5 speed. Okay, I'm doing 9 on this attack, no matter what. I'll maybe catch a little extra.
Okay.
So yeah, there's the cards that I added. I noticed that you added a ton of stuff into your sideboard, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, there were just a lot of stuff I was considering as I was playing around.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think Vocal Discord is cool, but I feel the same about Vocal Discord as I do about Ignited Arrow, is it has a time and a place, and they're both at the same job, and Ignited Arrow just does that job better. Ignited Arrow is really good in Shigaraki on turn... It's really good on turn 5, because by the time turn 5 has happened, hopefully I have been poking them well enough that it is the option isn't, oh, I'll burn 9 or I'll give them an attack. It is, I block or die, and if block, you continue the onslaught.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's why, like, I'm down to cut Ignited Arrow even to, like, honestly, like a 1 of, right? And as soon as they see Ignited Arrow, like, it's possible they might have the mental game of, all right, do I need to hold a high block in this giant Ice Wall Ice Storm deck in case Ignited Arrow happens, because I can't just be soaked for 9. You play this, and it does say you just get a move, right?
Yeah.
I don't like the 2 high block because of what my opponent's playing. I want to go try and find a different block. Well, I can continue and do the thing, right? 2 Frigid Heat Waves. Thoughts?
Yeah, so because I had cut some of the kind of mill yourself stuff, like I was playing more Freezer Burns initially. I was playing Revel. Like, I didn't know whether I've got quite enough kind of self mill to sort of go for 3.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, that could certainly be like a 3rd one and cut a flamethrower or something like that.
Yeah, I think cutting. I think flamethrower is honestly like it's the weak link here. And even if it's like you just like put 1 flamethrower and then triple heat wave, there's very few things scarier than 8 hand size Shigaraki, right? Which is why like we're gonna talk about the fact that calling for backups only at a 2 of.
Yeah,
we'll get there. I think that this card just being so based speed fast is like the big difference between this and this. You know what I'm down for? I'm down for a 5 diff 5 high for 9 blank card in your character. That just gets me a momentum so that my giant ice walls kill you later. I'm down for just slamming a blank Frigid. If I Yahtzee some cards off the top, I'm down. If I happen to draw, that's okay. I think that this card is significantly better than this one. This card just has the potential to just kill them, right? But this card is the powerful move you want to do instead. If you were all inning on flame, like this destruction flamethrower type thing, I could be more down. But this is probably just going to be either as fast or not as flamethrower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I guess like a one-off flamethrower is nice, almost just for having the powerful 3 as like a finish move, rather than necessarily worrying too much about the destruction bit on it.
Yeah, I just want to get rid of flamethrower. I think
that's fine.
Worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to cut it because also, like, I mean, I'd even not hate moving frigid to 4 because it kind of like part of the reason things like calling for backups are like at 2 of his block zones, right?
Right.
Like finding low blocks is quite tricky. So like, you know, adding another frigid adds another low block into the deck. So again, I wouldn't hate it, but
I also think just like, I mean, we cut the other flamethrower. I'm putting it sideboard just so we can look at it, right? We cut the other flamethrower for another freezer burn. Man, this card is not fair. This is a 3-diff. It has so little committal, right? Yeah. It's 3-diff. It's a 3-diff 4 low for 4 that they have to deal with. I think the card's so incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, this already looks better. It makes me want to keep in the ignited arrows just to like force through to do stuff, but at the same time, and keep the off zone, right? So we got let's look at attack zones, right? I don't have a way to click that. Okay, so we got low, 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 right? And then high, high, and then the only mid is massive flash freeze.
Okay. I mean, we could conceivably move those into nitros if they're basically doing the same thing and just have no mids.
So if we only do highs and lows, then my opponent's allowed to build other mids.
Yeah, sure.
And that means that they're 1, building more, and 2, they only have a 50-50 flip as opposed to a 33% flip of what do I need to hold. Right?
Okay.
So the idea of representing all 3 zones is more about the mental game as opposed to like what's better. If we wanted to do that, we'd have to cut the ignited arrows, but then we'd still need a high blocks. Right? You with me?
Okay. What's the block on nitro?
It's a 1 mid as well.
Okay.
It's just too good for our deck, man. Yeah, because there's not a. I guess it'd be like Hellflame Javelin would be our other option for instead of the ignited arrow, right? It's a little faster. It commits cards later in the game, but we just like don't have the self mill stuff. This is the other high block, but like we don't want it to be low. We don't want it to be low because that means the only high block that they have to block is frigid. Yeah.
Okay.
I think keep testing ignited arrow, and if you really just aren't liking it, you could even like put it down to like a 1 of and slam double Hellflame Javelin in, and just see how that works. It's a better block, and it's technically less impactful because it does less damage. So my opponent might just let it squeak through. Our goal is to make ourselves look as weak as possible while we're swinging.
Okay. Yeah, the only other one I had that I kind of tried a bit was Exploding Pride.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
It's a low block or a low attack, and I don't think we're allowed to play more low attacks.
Okay.
Yeah, because like it just says that every turn they have to hold a low, right? And we need to condition them that that's not necessarily the case, right? Yeah, we need to condition them that like, yo, I could have mids or I could have highs. You don't know me. You don't know.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm down.
Yeah. All right. So now let's move on to actions. I want to put in 1 Go for the Win. I think Go for the Win is so in. I think that if you're not playing 1 Sugar Rush, 1 Go for the Win in every single fire deck, I think you're actually making a mistake. I think that 2-card combo is so good, specifically in your deck. We got 3 mids, 1 high, 1 low. It's so good. Whether you get a bad build because you're the fire symbol, or just like I need to slam 2 more speed on this move in order to kill them, right? Turning this ignited arrow from a 2 speed to a 4 speed, this into a 7 speed move might just be the thing that just like wins you the game, you know?
Yeah, I originally didn't have it in there because I felt like I'm trying to punish their foundation base, right? So how often the form on it would actually be useful.
Yeah.
And if it's just a +2 speed, then I'd rather just have Evil Gaze.
Sure. I think this card being a 1 low block is phenomenal. I think that this card... So how do you beat Shigaraki?
You block everything.
You build. You just don't attack him.
Yeah.
If I build to 8 on turn 2... Right, because this is one of those amazing they're going first cards, right? Because they're going to build 5, and then they're not going to attack, and then they're going to build another another set of 5, and they're going to stare at you and be like, I'm going to stay at 10 for as long as possible. Go for the Win says that you get to join them in that build race just as quickly, and so now you can start putting the pressure on, start trying to take those resources back away.
Yeah, and also secretly fire range doesn't punish deadlock at all, really.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, not without. Yeah, you really don't. It's just this.
Yeah,
and you
like
get to play a card. Who cares?
Yeah,
this is a little quicker. He's quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the foundations that I put in of Self-Assured and In the Typhoon, were either of those tickling your fancy?
Self-Assured, definitely.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I completely missed that one. In the Typhoon, I'm not totally sold on.
Me neither.
Yeah,
I think it's a 1 up in your sideboard.
Yeah, Self-Assured, I think it could easily be like a couple of, like maybe 2, maybe 3.
I like 2. I think 2 is the perfect number. What's this number at?
The deck number, it was 60. I mean, wouldn't particularly want to go too much higher. Sure. I'm happy to come lower.
You're at 21 attacks, so you're right at book.
Yeah.
All right, if I could cut any, because we got to get this up to a 4 of as well.
I know you want to cut Keen Observation.
Of course I do. This card sucks. This card's so bad. And I just put 2 high blocks for you.
It's a 0. It's a 0 high block.
Totally.
I mean, that's the reason.
We have 22 of our 39 are spams. We don't need this card.
Yeah, I just liked having a certain amount of zeros, like just above the 4, but maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe I'm just too used to playing the bird and wanting as many zeros as I can.
True. Yeah, I guess if you're totally sold on this 0 diff, like this is fine.
And no, again, if you think it's better to cut it and put something else in that's more impactful, I'm down.
I flip for +1 damage, man. Flip for +1 damage sucks. It sucks.
Oh, absolutely. But like, yeah, if you think, we can replace it with something better,
if this could kill them, I'm in. If it could kill them, I'm in. Right? If there was some way to burn them and kill them with Keen Observation, I'd be down. But it's this effect can't reduce them below. That just says that this is just not a card. It's actually like the worst card in your deck. It's so bad.
Yeah.
Being a 7 size character on turn 2, nuts. Incredible.
Yes, it's the numbers around the top. That's the reason why it's in there. It's just the numbers on the side.
With all of this span that you have, you're just not gonna miss it, right? It just says that safety build 4 as your 6 hand size character is slightly less consistent, but on average you should be building 3 anyways, and then this is your bonus, right?
Yeah.
And like all of these one-ofs, press conference, fastest flame, ice gliding, calling for backup, I guess not arrogant disposition, depending on the matchup.
Yeah, Arrogant
just, like,
was literally just there for the side numbers.
Yeah. Everything else, I'm actually super down for. I mean, we're now officially at book, right? So this is 1/3 of your deck. If we wanted to make some cuts, we certainly could. Having 19 over 20 is like not that big of a deal. If we wanted to cut this back down, I have a couple ideas. Like Eric can go down to a 2 of.
Yeah, I think we've upped the low blocks as it is, so I think we could cut Arrogant quite happily, like down to like 1 or 2.
Yeah, I think it's there. And then this number is not terrible. What are my mid blocks on my foundations? Calling for backup has to be a 4 of. This calling for backup I think will be. It's funny to like. So I lurk in Discord. I don't really participate in a lot of the community chats, but I read every message pretty much. I thought it was funny when Tim Keefe, world's champion Tim Keefe, was like, I'm excited with set 3 to see some of these sacred cows like Manly Passionate Guy die. Manly Passionate Guy used to be a 4 of in like every deck that wanted to play it, and now it's nowhere to be seen. It's just not a good enough card anymore. Calling for backup is not that. Calling for backup is insane. Flip draw a card is an insane thing to do. The reason that your character is so good is because he is a 6-hand size character, and this negates that. He says you're now 7. Sometimes you're an 8-hand size character. You combine that with the power of Frigid Heatwave, it's all over. You said you played the bird. Think about how good calling for backup is in him being an 8-hander. Think about how good, even how good like a chivalrous competitor is, giving them a card, right? I'm down to give you a card because I get to draw a card. Calling for backup doesn't have that negative side effect. It's just, hey, it just got to be the first thing I do. The only thing competing for that is what? Fastest Flame?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's just now got like effectively 7 first enhances, but that's fine. Like I'll just churn through them. Yeah, they're all flips, so
just do this on a different move. You're fine. It's fine. All in all, this is probably where I would be. See if you like the go for the win. If you don't like to go for the win, just make it another Evil Gaze. I think you're right. I think 5 actions is totally fine in your 6-hand size character. And then I don't know where to get another defrosting. Sans, Nervous Habit. I think you actually could cut both these defrostings. Cut both the Nervous Habits for defrosting if you wanted to. Because I think a +2 speed -1 damage is not going to hurt you that bad, and it is a better exchange than losing the life for +1.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
the real question is how often do you do the response? That's the real question.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd want to play 3 defrosting at max. Like, was there 3 diff? I don't know if you want to play 4. And I suppose the only other thing would be would I want more Frozens in there just so I've got more deadlock outs, like to keep myself out of deadlock, I suppose.
Sure. Yeah. At the same time, it could just be like a sideboarded card, right? Yeah. All in all, I think, I mean, you came with a very polished deck. I can tell you put some real thought into it. I think this is the list, dude.
Cool.
Yeah. Final thoughts?
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you. Yeah, it's just useful to chat about it. Like, I don't get to play test anywhere near as much as I like, so.
Hey, you and me both, brother. All right. That'll be it then. Cool. Thank you for the support. I greatly appreciate it. You have a great rest of your night.
Well, welcome. You too. Cheers, man.
Peace.